joining you here today for a cast of Burnley versus Tottenham. This is day 8 in a row, actually, of soccer casts here, starting with Premier League games last Monday, the game between Wolves and Leeds, and then two Champions League games, Europa League game, and now 4 days of Premier League games, capping off with this one. Last game of the week here is Burnley versus Tottenham. So we just saw that 1-1 draw between Brighton and West Bromwich Albion. And I'll be moving on to these two sides. Tottenham coming off an excellent result in Europa League, picking up their first shutout of the season. But scoring another 3 goals as well. Looked very, very solid, very unfazed the entire time. So good performance for them. And Burnley been struggling to start the season. There have been many calls to them that their squad is too thin, have not really reinforced a lot, and you've seen it in some of their struggles here in the Premier League. Of course, do not have any European matches to go through, but still finding themselves a little bit short-manned at times, and been calls from both the fans and even the coach to bring in some players here. But we'll take a look at the lineups that have been selected here by the managers. So for Burnley and Sean Dyche, Nick Pope, the usual in goal there, Matthew Loughton, Kevin Long, James Tarkowski, Charlie Taylor going to make up the back four. Johan Berg Gudmundsson getting a start here in the midfield four. Ashley Westwood, Josh Brownhill, Dwight McNeil going to make up the rest of that midfield four. Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood will start up top per usual. So it is the tried and true 4-4-2 here coming out from Sean Dyche, and the usual suspects in his lineup as well. For Tottenham, Mourinho going to be going with a 4-2-3-1 here today. Ben Davies actually going to be picking up the start at left back. He did impress in the Europa League match at central defense, actually, but Sergio Reguilón, summer signing, has been very effective so far, has played in a lot of matches in a row for Tottenham, so may just be getting a rest here from his manager. I'm not sure if he has picked up a knock at all. Eric Dyer, Toby Alderweireld will be the central defenders here, with Matt Doherty flanking them on the right-hand side. Moussa Sissoko picking up a start here to pair alongside Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Lucas Moura, Tanguy Ndombele, Son Heung-min going to all be playing in attacking roles right in behind Harry Kane. Will return here after getting a rest in that game against Lask. You see Gareth Bale available on the bench once again, but still not quite fit enough to get the start here today. So Moura will get another chance. He was very good in their game against Lask as well. And of course, Son Heung-min and Harry Kane have been the two brightest spots for the team, and really one of the two brightest spots of the Premier League here so far. Been having a psychic relationship with each other so far. Harry Kane assisting on almost all of Son's goals to start the season, and of course Harry Kane has knocked in a few himself. So keep an eye on the attack here, and Tanguy Ndombele will be fielded in an advanced role today, so we'll be given some freedom to try to affect the game. We'll see how he does perform. I see my mic is way over here. Has been getting himself back into Jose Mourinho's good graces to start this season, so we'll be picking up another start here today. So those are the lineups. Not too much really out of place here. Again, just Reguilón potentially getting a rest here. One of the maybe surprising things, Eric Dyer in center back, really nothing too surprising there for Tottenham, and Gareth Bale still on the bench. And then Burnley as ever. This is me finally getting around to casting a Burnley game. I cast most of the teams in the Premier League at this point. I think Burnley, Fulham, two of the notable ones that I have not done yet. If there are any others, I'll have to go back and look at the schedule and double check. But this is one of the teams I have not arrived at yet. So we are finally getting to a Burnley cast, and we'll see how they do against Tottenham here today. I am going to anticipate a 2-0 win here for Tottenham. I think they picked a strong lineup. Harry Kane got a full rest against Lask. Son Heung-min only played for about 30 minutes there in that one, and didn't really have to do too much. Tottenham was already ahead 2-0, and then he rounded out the scoring for 3-0. So think they'll be very strong up top per usual. And again, despite their defensive frailties in certain matches this season, I don't think Burnley are the type of team to offer a lot of attack. They'll probably have 4 to 5 chances throughout the entire match, and we'll see if Chris Wood, most likely candidate, can bury one. That's typically the Burnley MO. So I do expect that to sort of be how it plays out. So I'd be looking for a 2-1 or a 2-0, but I don't think that Burnley will score today. So I think it will be a 2-0 to Tottenham here, but we'll see how it goes. Just a couple minutes away from kickoff here, so I'm going to finish eating my asparagus lunch here, and then we'll get started. This is an hour later than our typical cast time has been last week. Usually we got those 2 p.m. games, but getting a 3 p.m. start here. So basically going through the end of the workday. But thanks again for joining in. And like I said, we'll be getting started here in just a couple minutes. Now, young bullis. Hate is such a strong word, and looks like you tried to use a stronger word there. I'm gonna keep that one out of the chat. But I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment. I will just we'll block that one singular word. But I'm assuming you dislike Burnley because they just. Oh, you can. I can allow it. I'm just choosing to not allow it. I have some filters on. I can do that if you won't use that word. I don't really want that in my I don't really want that word in my chat history, if I'm being honest. So I do have some filters on for some specific terms, and I think that's one of them. You have been, and I really appreciate that. But apparently you haven't tried to use that word yet, I guess. And so, okay. There's nothing I can do about that one, but that's okay. But yes, I found his way. He found his way around it. I assume you dislike Burnley because they just play super shitty regressive soccer in a 4-4-2 block, and Sean Dyche is always talking about how tackling is a great part of the game that shouldn't go away. No, it is a little bit hard for me to imagine. It's a very, it's weird to say because like it is a little. You kind of like pick and choose. Oh shit! I forgot I have to change the coverage here. So one sec. You do kind of have to like pick and choose your teams, and typically I'm with you. You'd be more attracted to a team that at least tries to play soccer. I'm trying to get the broadcast up here, guys. My internet's running a little slow right now for some reason. Not exactly sure why. Yeah, people do pay money for that. Kind of shocking. Like that Burnley West Brom game from earlier in the season or something like that. Yeah, people paid money for that. Okay, we have started here again. I apologize for that. I was a little bit of slow internet, but we will. Why is that there? That needs to not be there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we're a minute in here, so I'll get started getting into broadcaster mode. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll join you guys at halftime for like specific thoughts and analysis. And yeah, still kind of with you that It's a little dire sometimes to watch Burnley. I think that's part of why it's taken me a while to get around to casting one of their games. Here is the ensuing free kick here from the left side for Tottenham. It's going to be Son swinging this one in. Here comes a free kick. It's a poor one. That one cleared away easily as it's very, very low. Has come all the way back to goalkeeper here. Hugo Lloris getting his start. In between the sticks here, Joe Hart did get his first start for Tottenham in the midweek game against Lask, of course. Performed fairly well, but of course was not really challenged. Lask struggling most of the match to try to create any meaningful chances. It's this one launched long by Nick Pope here. Up goes Alderweireld in through the back of Westwood there, I believe. But no foul called by the referee. Ben Davis will be able to come away with it. He's going to cut it back and look for Sissoko here. Sorry, it's in Ndombele. Dropping in a little deeper there. Ndombele being given more of an advanced role here today. Will have some freedom to try to influence attacking proceedings. Potentially a higher range of passing, but right now is actually playing pretty deep here. Kind of just next to Højbjerg and Sissoko, who's now dropped very deep. This one launched long towards Harry Kane. It's a great ball. Harry Kane brings it down. He tries to clip it back into the box there, but is pushed a little bit too far away towards the back post there, and a little bit too difficult at the end of the day. It's a great ball from Alderweireld here, floated in beautifully behind Tarkowski. Kane's touch is decent, but it does just take him a little bit too far away from the goal there, and it's very hard for him to do anything as he's moving away from the goal mouth here with Kevin Long there still defending him. So he does his best to try to clip it back across, but that one not quite going to come off this time around. So Burnley will be able to restart this one from the goal kick. Header's initially won. It'll come to Westwood. Now Wood sitting on it. Good interception there from Højbjerg, but it's going to come out to McNeil. He looks wide here. Charlie Taylor crossing this one, lobbing it up towards the back post. Header won initially. Up goes Wood, punched away by Lloris. And a foul will be called on Wood, who gave a little body check there to the goalkeeper, arriving just a bit late. But a half-decent opportunity here from Burnley. And again, this is the MO of this side here. Charlie Taylor overlapping, getting that long cross into the box, kind of floating it up there, trying to allow his teammate to go up and win it against the shorter defender in Ben Davis there. Goodmanson did win that header, but it just came a little bit too close to Lloris. Now this one launched up the line here by Eric Dyer. It's collected by Kevin Long. He'll look back for Nick Pope. Pope going to launch this one straight up the field here. Up for it goes Westwood with Eric Dyer. Dyer will win the initial header, but it's settled by Burnley. This one clipped up the line here into the path of Chris Wood, but Dyer once again reading it well. He'll lob this one back up the line with his left foot. That one going to go out of play for a throw into Burnley. Do want to apologize again for any viewers we had yesterday. I did have to end my stream of Arsenal Leicester City a little bit early. Had somewhere to go with a friend, and unfortunately we missed all the action when Jamie Vardy subbed on late into that match and actually put Leicester City ahead, their first goal in 3 matches. They had been missing him through injury, and based on the results you've seen from them, could see that they were clearly missing him. Fortunately, no extra commitments today, so we will be on for the full portion of this game. It's Toby Alderweireld standing over this one. Just going to restart it with Hugo Lloris. Expect a bit of slow build-up play for Tottenham, mostly due to their opposition setup. Again, Burnley always set up in their 4-4-2, so we'll be 2 full blocks of defenders plus likely 1 striker in here to defend, but a bit of a mistake from Burnley, and Ndombele has sent Mora streaking forward. Son arriving in the box. He's looking for Son to flex, and will go into the path of Nick Pope, who will collect that one right before Harry Kane can arrive. But a decent opportunity here as McNeil, I believe, slips there in midfield. You can see Mora coming away here. He's met by Tarkowski. He tries to find this front post run from Son, but Tarkowski, just getting his left foot onto that one, is able to deflect it into the path of his goalkeeper. So we see Nick Pope here. Stalwart in between the sticks for Burnley, has been for several seasons. Almost always close to or leading the Premier League in saves per season. Has been such a strong part of their very strong defense over their spell here in the Premier League. Through him, the likes of Tarkovsky and the missing Ben Mee here today have always put up a very solid center of defense here as this one's moved forward by Doherty, trying to get around Taylor there. Can't quite do it. Good sliding challenge there by the left back. Will knock it out for a throw-in. Taylor actually getting on this one. Looks like it deflected off the Tottenham player last there, so a bit unfortunate for Matt Doherty. Will be a throw-in over to Burnley. Taylor's going to launch this one up the line here. Headed forward by Doherty. Bouncing around, but that one going to be cleared away there by Ashley Barnes. It will be a throw into Tottenham here. Doherty trying to find an option. You can see all the purple shirts here back behind this ball, even for the throw-in. So very hard to try to find gaps in behind them. Still looking for an option here as Doherty's been on this for a while. Finally looks into Mora. Trying to hold on to this one. Being pressured by two Burnley players. He'll knock it off of Ashley Barnes. It's actually going to be a Burnley throw here. So Burnley have earned themselves about 15 yards of field space. But not much else here. This one lobbed up the left-hand side here. Up for it goes Wood. He'll win the initial header. Doherty able to clear away the follow-up. Son goes up for it. Good header there. And Kane will settle it. Here's Ndombele. Mora back to Ndombele. Son actually checking deep for this one. Gonna go wide here to Davis. All 10 purple shirts here behind the ball is Højbjerg. Move this one forward towards Davis, but that's well read by Loughton. He's going to see that one go out of play. Will be a throw into Burnley here. So slow start here to this match, but again, not one that's entirely unexpected. Burnley are a kind of team that do prefer and try to create slow-paced matches. They want to sit in deep, use their defensive solidity to try to wear down their opponents, look for chances off set plays and crosses on the other end. So it will be the responsibility of Tottenham to try to control or speed up the tempo of the match if they do want to try to play through these Burnley lines. So here's Alderweireld. Lobs this one a little bit forward towards Kane, but that's easily won there by Long. Battle for possession here in midfield ends up with Goodmanson. This one launched in towards the box towards Wood, but it headed away by Dyer. Comes into Kane's feet. You can see how deep, once again, Harry Kane is here. It's been a feature of the season as Ndombele tries to find a streaking Son, but his pass a little bit overhit there. But Harry Kane dropping extremely deep into the midfield space once again. It's been a huge feature of Tottenham's offensive game so far this season. Harry Kane will drop in, he'll open the space up for the runners like Lucas Moura and Son and use his ability to try to play them in behind. It's worked extremely well thus far. There's a large reason that Tottenham have been so offensively powerful, even when compared to the likes of other top four sides like Liverpool, like Manchester City, as Alderweireld takes a bit of an arm in the face there from Ashley Barnes. Ooh, and we see some blood actually coming out from the top side of Alderweireld's right eye there. Didn't look to be an intentional swing at all, but did certainly clatter the head there of Alderweireld. And Nolan to add to
any frustration you have. Believe the let me make sure I've got this right. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, add to any frustration here. The center referee today is Michael Oliver. Oliver, of course, the referee responsible for the Everton-Liverpool match that's still being talked about even a couple weeks afterwards. So breaking the action here as Alderweireld is being treated on the field. Jose Mourinho with his normal frustrated look on the sideline here. Nothing quite yet to really perturb the Tottenham manager here, but per usual for Mourinho, normally looks frustrated with the general proceeding of things. And similar to something that happened last week in their Europa League game, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg actually was clipped by one of the last players as he was dribbling around him. Bashed his head on the back of that defender's head, and Højbjerg actually ended up with a head wrap, and it looks like Alderweireld going to join him as well, and will have some gauze on the top of his eye along with a big head wrap to keep the gauze in place. So another Tottenham player ends up with a big white bandage on their head. It's 2 matches in a row here now. It looks like Alderweireld will be okay, of course. Just a cut to deal with, and we'll see if he can maybe take that one off at halftime. Now has risen to his feet here. Getting one last look up from the trainers. Now we'll just jog off the field with them. I'm sure he will be reintroduced right away here. So foul was called there onto that challenge, and it will be restarted here by Hugo Lloris. He's going to launch this one up the field. This one initially headed away there by Long, will be collected by Ashley Barnes. It'll come out here to Loughton. He's going to look long towards Chris Wood. Wood initially does well to try to win the first one. Settles it for Barnes, who shoots, but was under pressure there from Sissoko, and his shot skewing out to the left-hand side as he sort of tries to swing through the ball, but gets just a little bit of a slice on it there. So first shot of the game for Burnley, but that one nowhere near the goal mouth and nowhere near threatening Hugo Lloris, as he'll restart it short here for Eric Dyer, pressured by Wood. He'll go long here. Son not going to win out on that one against Long. Barely kept in there by Matthew Loughton, but it will end up bouncing out of play here as this one is attempted to be played up towards Barnes. Davies now. Good flick on here by Harry Kane into the feet of Son Heung-min. After a couple challenges, he'll end up with the ball, and he'll swing it out to the right-hand side for Doherty. Tottenham maintaining possession here, but are forced back just a little bit. Sissoko dropped very deep to try to offer an option here. He's now moved it over to Alderweireld, sporting that new bandage of his. Tottenham still just moving this one between their defenders here. Alderweireld finally going to look long up the right-hand sideline here, but Charlie Taylor reading this one well and Doherty calls up the chase fairly early there. Will dribble harmlessly out for a goal kick. So game so far probably going the way Burnley would like it to. Very slow, methodical pace from Tottenham's attack. Burnley happy to let them have possession, attempt to pick them apart with either long balls or show that they can play through the center of midfield. They will continue to try to starve the space in behind for the likes of Son Heung-min, Lucas Moura. But overall, just the pacing of the game, very slow, very methodical, and that is something that will always suit Burnley. Just want to keep the game close, look for those opportunities on set pieces, on the few chances they generate in the game. A foul here called on to Ashley Barnes. Looking potentially for a short free kick here as Charlie Taylor tries a quick overlapping run, but Dwight McNeil decides that not the right option. Now this one going to be clipped in towards the far post here. Wood wins the initial header. It comes down for a Burnley player here. Loughton floated in there, but headed away by Lucas Moura. Kane collects, and now Son with a little bit of room to run. His first touch leaves himself a little bit dry. He's forced to go back to Moura. Now this one's spread out towards Davis. He's going to cross this one short towards Ndombele, but will be deflected and goes out of play for a corner kick here to Tottenham. It's good hold-up play here from Harry Kane. He does well to find Son, but Son wants to take that first touch in front of him so he can run onto it, but it ends up being a little square. That does force him backwards to Moura. It allows a lot of Burnley defenders to get back into position, but decent pick out by Moura on the left-hand side here, and it will be a first corner of the game here to Tottenham. Son swinging this one in. That one headed away by, I believe, Chris Wood. It's bouncing around a little bit, and the clearance eventually completed there. Now Højbjerg. Back to Højbjerg. Dyer. This one headed up the line by Loughton. Player on the ground here, it's Ashley Westwood, captain. Struggling right now, not exactly sure what happened. Looks like he came out of a challenge there with Sissoko. We'll see what happens if we get a replay here. We will. Looks like just stamps on the foot there. Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't look like there was really anything else in it. I assumed it might be just a accidental stamp on the foot, which it is. Dwight McNeil's lofted cross here going to be headed away by Doherty, but Brownhill does a good job to intercept Ndombele's pass. Burnley are now being forced back. Crossed early here from Brownhill. Looks like Barnes is offside. He's going to shoot and score, and the flag has come up. I'm glad it did, because I was predicting it would, and I would have been not enough energy in my call there if it was an actual onside. But yes, very clearly offsides here, as are multiple Burnley players. It's a good finish from Ashley Barnes there, just rocketing that one to the lower part of Larissa's right-hand side. But yes, was a couple yards offsides there. Very easy call for the assistant referee. Now Højbjerg. This one's out for a throw-in here for Tottenham. Davis. One cleared away there by Loughton. Dyer will allow it to run out of play. So back with Davis. Throw in here on the left-hand side. 20 minutes into this match. Tottenham still looking for some real impetus in their attack. I've not seen a lot of quality opportunities or occasions in which they have sliced through the Burnley defense, but here may be the first one. It's a good combination between Ndombele and Kane, but Ndombele's pass just not strong enough to get around the retreating Charlie Taylor. They will get it back to Nick Pope. Oh, mistake from Pope here. He's kicked it straight to Son Heung-min. Son pushes it around Matthew Lowton there, who takes him down, trying to cover for the retreating Nick Pope. I think this should be a yellow card, but it looks like Michael Oliver is uninterested. Here is that clearance from Pope. He hits it straight at Son Heung-min here. Son takes a good touch. He has a chance to potentially shoot it on goal. He gets closed down very quickly by Lowton. Lowton just throws his body in the way as Son tries to flick that one around him. Here is Son standing over this one with Davis. It's going to be Davis clipping this one towards the back post. And he overhits that one intended for Højbjerg. And unfortunately, that one not going to be executed this time around. Looks like it was a bit of a routine there as they were aiming for that position. You see Højbjerg hanging out at the back post there. Timed his run very well. But that one just hit a little bit too hard from Ben Davis there. Nick Pope going to get us restarted here. This time going to go straight up the middle. It's going to evade Chris Wood, but it's settled by Ashley Barnes and now moved over into the feet of Lowton. He'll clip this one into the box here. Hugo Lloris reading this one all the way. Will go up and claim it. Now rolling it out to the left-hand side, it is Davis. He's going to clip one long towards Son. That one read by Long will be cleared away by Charlie Taylor. Out for a throw in here to Tottenham. Davis throwing this one in to Ndombele. Højbjerg. Alderweireld. Long pass here from Dyer. Looking for Mora. Has picked him out. Mora taking a touch, steadying himself on the left-hand side of the box. Now looks to the top of the box as Højbjerg. Tries to clip this one in for Doherty, but it's behind Doherty and late. Doherty almost certainly offsides there. It's a good run and a good ball, but Mora's touch is decent, but unfortunately it takes him off to the left-hand side of the box there. Can't really do anything from there. He looks to the top of the box for Højbjerg, who sees the run of Doherty, but he's late playing it and hits it behind Doherty a little bit as well. Now here's Pope once again down the middle. Up goes Sissoko. He'll lose out to Chris Wood. Offsides here is McNeil, but has allowed Ashley Westwood to run onto it. Westwood crossing this one to the top of the box. Lowton clipping this one in, headed away by Dyer. Eventually collected by Son. He'll shift it over to Sissoko. He's driving forward. Sissoko going to leave it out for Lucas Moura. Ndombele. Tottenham just slowed up once again here by the retreating Burnley defenders. Into the feet of Son. Cuts back. Finds Højbjerg. Dyer taking his time on this one. Considers a pass out to Doherty. Decides against it. It will eventually arrive at Doherty's feet. He'll go into Sissoko. Now Alderweireld's chased all the way back to Hugo Lloris. Tottenham with it once again. It's at the feet of Dyer. He's just going to shift it over to Højbjerg, who's dropped into a deeper position here. He looks into the feet of Son, who's able to turn. Son waits for the pass wide, picks out Davis. Davis looks for an early cross here. That one going to sail over the head of Lucas Moura. Cleared away at the back post by McNeil. Initial header won by Alderweireld. He'll bring it down. Kane. Son. Son once again. Now in Ndombele. Looking for an option here. Eventually he's just going to settle for the out pass to Doherty. Doherty now crossing to the top of the box on the ground, but that one blocked away. Here's a chance for Burnley. This one crossed across the face of goal there. That's cleared away by Alderweireld, but the danger once again is mitigated by the fact that Ashley Barnes is caught offsides for the second time in this match. So decent defensive line being held by Tottenham at the moment. They've caught him now twice, and it doesn't look like Burnley have been able to get in behind them at all thus far. About to crest the 30-minute mark here. Both teams still trying to find some form of impetus in their attack here. Tottenham, of course, the side more interested in attacking. But that long pass not coming off for Alderweireld. Instead, it will be Pope launching this one away. Only goes as far as half here. That header won by Højbjerg. Now he's settled it well. It's Davis cutting. Back to Dyer. Good turn here from Doherty. Looks up the line for Moura. He'll move it inside. Looks for Son. Elects to skip Son. Will pick out Davis well. Davis streaking into the box. Going to cross it back. Here's Son taking first touch. That one poked away from him. He'll get it back here at the corner of the 18. He's face up. Just looks back for Ndombele. Sissoko. Now it's back with Alderweireld and all the way back to Dyer. So once again, Tottenham forced back by Burnley's setup here. Decent attempt of a ball in behind here from Son into the path of Davis, but that one knocked away by Kevin Long. This one thrown into Son, Davis, Højbjerg. Højbjerg going all the way across the field here for Doherty. Settled on his chest. This one passed back by Ndombele. Once again, having to start from the deepest part of their structure are Spurs. Now out to Davis. Fakes across. Cuts inside. Kane. He is crowded out there by a combination of Barnes and Westwood. This one launched long by Charlie Taylor. We'll just dribble out of play here for a throw-in. Dyer shifts this one over to Højbjerg. He's going to go wide here. Connects with Davies. Moves it inside. Sissoko. Ndombele. Mora out wide to Doherty. This one crossed in deep, easily cleared away there by Tarkovsky. Now McNeil going to go down. We'll draw a foul onto Ndombele there. So Tottenham continuing to develop their attack fairly well, but of course the final ball always going to be a little hard. You can see how many purple shirts there are between the ball and the goal, even as it goes out wide. Hearing the stat over the radio, it's 65% possession here for Tottenham. I'm honestly a little surprised it's not more, as this one launched long, headed away by Alderweireld. Now controlled by Ndombele. That one going to be poked away. Looks like it will go out for a Tottenham throw. Here's Doherty. Sissoko going to move it back to Lloris. Lloris will just clear it away. One back here by Tottenham. It's Dyer moving it very slowly up the pitch here. Going to look for the overlap here of Højbjerg. Clips this one wide to Davis. This one going to come out of play here. Will be a throw in over to Tottenham. And similar to the Manchester United-Chelsea game we cast at the weekend, may need some coffee at halftime for this one because, it is a slow one. But good moves from Ndombele here. Going to get a shot away, but that one blocked by Kevin Long. Now coming away with it is Barnes. He's going to be knocked over there by Sissoko. Will draw himself a foul. Now he tries to play it quickly, but never really asked for 10 yards there. Referees decided not to take any action against either team here. Will just be a free kick to Burnley. See this good work here from Ndombele in the left-hand corner. Just can't get that shot past the body of Kevin Long. Now Burnley clipping it in towards the back post. Initial header knocked away by Doherty. Now foul called right at the top of the box here. This one against Lucas. And this is a dangerous shooting position for Burnley. See Mora knocking over Brownhill here. Brownhill gets here first. Yet the leg from Mora stuck in between his legs. Can't get it out of there in time. Will barrel that one over. So now Brownhill will stand over this one. Here is the free kick. Brownhill gets it over the wall, but also over the goal there. Never really coming too close with that one. He gets a good contact on it for sure. It's dipping, but it doesn't have enough dip or enough whip. It's very central, doesn't dip down far enough. So decent effort by Brownhill, but was always going to struggle to beat Lloris from that distance, even though it was within shooting range, was kind of towards the edge of it there. As Kane goes up and wins this header, and Ndombele trying to control it will do so. Finds Son. Looks back to Ndombele, now out to Davis. Højbjerg. Alderweireld. Looking up the line here for Mora. His pass not going to connect back with Doherty. It's now Dwight McNeil. This one now launched away by Nick Pope. Burnley player down on the ground here, and a miscommunication between two Tottenham players will allow Goodmanson to come away with it. Shifts it out to the left here, but Sissoko going to be able to get to that one before the onrushing Dwight McNeil can. Good sliding challenge there. 10 minutes remaining in the regulation of the first half. Thrown in here to McNeil. – Burnley going to look all the way back here. Going to shift it over to Kevin Long. Long out here to Loughton. This one clipped up the field here. Well read by Dyer. He's able to initially knock the one away from Wood, but Wood will get it back to Goodmanson. Has the overlap here. Comes back out, crossed in early there by Loughton, but that one headed away by Dyer. Clearance completed by Son. So we're going to be shifted all the way back here to Pope. He's going to launch this one forward. Easily one header here for Davis. Now Goodmanson dodging out on the challenge from Son. Dwight McNeil going to move this one out towards Charlie Taylor. Taylor looking to take on Doherty, will do so. Pretty poor challenge by Doherty. Now the cross comes in. It's cleared away by Alderweireld. This one back. Here's a shot from the top of the box, and decent save by Hugo Lloris. Is a little unsighted there on Ashley Westwood's shots. You can see this one bounce towards the top of the box, and Ndombele bodied out here by Brownhill, who picks out the on-rushing Westwood. Lloris does see enough of it to get the dive over there in time. Højbjerg. Son. Dembele. Sissoko. Or Ndombele, sorry. Remembering old Musa Dembele. Tottenham still moving this one out extremely slowly. Really trying to find the right attack here, but it is very difficult as Davis going to clip this one over towards Lucas Moura. He gets a bit of a shove there from Charlie Taylor. No call from the referee. Play will continue here as Kane goes to close down McNeil. This one launched out up the field here. This goes over the head of everyone, including Eric Dyer, who's now picking it up from Lloris. Ooh, poor touch here from Højbjerg. He's giving it away now. Coming the other way as Goodmanson has one in the box, a second one arriving. Looking for that arrival. Goodmanson trying to pick out Wood, but just curls that one about a foot too far there for Wood to get control of it, and it will dribble out for a goal kick to Tottenham. I'm going to take this break to go grab the rest of my asparagus. We're back, and would you look at that? Tottenham have possession deep in their own half between their center backs, and Burnley isn't pressuring them. As here's a long ball up the field from Moura. This one well read by Pope, who will knock that one out to touch. Will be a throw in here to Tottenham. Doherty on the throw in. Gonna look inside for Højbjerg. He'll move it over here to Davis. Kane out here on the left now. Head up, looks infield for Ndombele, gets it back here. Trying to dribble through a challenge there, but Tarkovsky gonna win out on that one. Now this one launched away. It will be Alderweireld collecting it. Kane took a bit of a beating there on that one. So he came through that challenge with Tarkovsky. Came out second best, though. Sissoko. Over to Højbjerg. Kane. Look at how deep Harry Kane is here. Deeper than his holding midfielder. Davis. Moving forward, looking infield, finds Kane, flicking it over the top, intended for Son. That one deflected by Tarkovsky. Loughton cannot control this one. I do believe that rolled over the goal line. It will be a corner to Tottenham here. Will be Son from the far corner in swinging corner. His deliveries have not been great so far here today. Here comes the delivery. It's towards the back post. This one a little better. Doherty gets his head on it, but his header back across the box is easily collected there by Nick Pope. Nick Pope holding on to that ball for a while as we've crested 42 minutes here. Just a couple minutes remaining in regulation time. Shouldn't have that much stoppage time either as Pope sets this one down. Going to launch it up the right-hand side here. Easily won by Dyer, but his header floats on him a little bit. Now Davis forced into a clearance. Long wins the initial one. This ball still bouncing around in the air. Finally settled here by Brownhill. McNeil trying to ride a challenge here. Dribbles around another one, gets it back. Looks out wide. Loughton. Long going to ship this one over. It's Tarkovsky. Going to go long here is Kevin Long, but nowhere even close to Ashley Barnes there. That one going to roll harmlessly into the hands of Hugo Lloris. Dyer going to launch this one forward, hoping for a Lucas Moura run, but he hits it too far and too central. Bounces into the hands of Nick Pope. Bit of an impatient attack there from Tottenham. Charlie Taylor, combination here on the far touchline with McNeil, who's now cutting infield. He's going to clip this one all the way over to Goodmanson, who's got some room to work with here. Up against Davis, cutting inside, cutting in again, takes a shot. That one's saved by Lloris. Decent save there from Lloris. Goodmanson hits this one fairly well, but doesn't really get all of it. And at the end of the day, it's a good save, but not the hardest one Lloris has made in his career. The other end of the pitch here, Højbjerg collecting this one. Now Dyer. Just a minute remaining here in regulation. Tottenham still unable to find the critical moments to try to get through this Burnley defense. Of course, Burnley not done a lot either, as McNeil going to rob possession here on the far side. Going to look into the box here for Barnes. He's going to cut it back. Westwood. Goodmanson shooting again, but doesn't quite wrap his foot on that one. It's a little bit under it, and that ball sails high and wide of the left-hand crossbar there. Big chance there as McNeil robs Doherty of possession on the far sideline. Some passes exchanged by Burnley players at the top of the box before Goodmanson finds a little bit of space. Just elects to shoot that one as soon as he can. And we'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time to finish out the half here. Mourinho has his notebook out. We'll certainly have some things to say at halftime as Son dancing around a challenge from Loughton here. He has a player on the left-hand side of the field. He tries to find him. It's Ndombele there, but that pass deflected will end up in the hands of Nick Pope. Son now pressuring McNeil. Loughton. Good dribbling here from Goodmanson. Will get away from the challenge of Sissoko there. It's now with McNeil. He's going to look in behind here for Barnes. That's collected by Barnes. He looks for a cross, but Alderweireld easily blocks that one away. Minute gone in stoppage time here as Tottenham come away with possession. Sissoko. Højbjerg. Højbjerg and Dombele looks in between the lines for Son. It's Mora over to Kane. Setting on his left foot, shoots. That one blocked by a couple of Burnley players. Now Dyer going all the way across the field here for Doherty. He settles it. That one going to come back to Alderweireld. Dyer driving this one forward now. Højbjerg into Son. Neal comes out to try to pressure Son. Now it's in behind him with Doherty. He gets back into position. Sissoko out to Doherty. He tries a flick pass into Mora, who's shoved a little bit. That one coming off a Burnley player for a throw, as we have just about 45 seconds remaining in stoppage time for the first half here. Alderweireld with it. We'll shift it over to Dyer. Alderweireld looking long. Elects not to go immediately. Instead, we'll go back over to Dyer. And Dombele. Now out with Davis. But that will do it for the first half here. Referee puts the whistle to his mouth and will take us to halftime here. Both teams deadlocked at 0-0, and not really any chances for either side to speak of. Couple shots coming from Ashley Barnes for Burnley. A couple of clipped crosses into the box for Tottenham, but really nothing to show from either team here. And they will both go into halftime tied at 0s. So we'll see what Jose Mourinho and Sean Dyche have to say to their teams at halftime. We'll see if there are any changes that will occur coming out of the break. That will do it for the first half covered. I'm going to go take a break, get some. I'm going to make some coffee because here's me being personal again. Holy crap. And if there are any Burnley fans out there, as Nolan was saying, I am sorry, but there is a reason that it has taken me this long to get around to casting a Burnley game. And there is a reason that I may not cast another one for a while. And this is the reason. It's because even against, even a good side, even a Man City, a Liverpool, a European side, it's always hard to break down a team like Burnley. They throw 10 players behind the ball. They say you're going to have to, do short passes in between our lines. You're going to have to make a clever flicked pass over the top or something to beat us. We're not going to get beaten on set plays. We're not going to let you cross it in for free, right? All this stuff. And they just say, hey, we'll hope we nick one. We hope we'll run forward. We'll hope Chris Wood will score a goal off a set piece or something. That's just how it is. And it's hard. Some of the best teams in European history are the teams that make those teams pay for sitting in, but that requires a high level of offensive execution. When you think about teams that have done that successfully, you think of, some of the old Arsenal plays in like the 02 to 04 seasons. You think of course, of the 09 to 11 Barcelona, then again the 14 to 15 Barcelona with MSN. Like those are the teams that can play quickly enough through the lines with players like Messi and them to make it happen. But if those are your examples of teams that really punish teams that sit in, you can see how hard it can be. So we'll take a break here. We'll come back at the end of halftime. Hopefully we get a little bit more excitement in the second half. But don't hold your breath. We'll be right back. All right, I have returned. My coffee's just brewing here to the right of me. We'll brought the press in with me, so we'll give it a little pressy when it's ready. It's also cold here in Chicago today. First snow of the season for Chicago here today, so it'll feel even better. But hopefully it'll warm my cold, dead soul from having to watch that first half of soccer. Teams are running back out onto the pitch here. We'll see what changes Jose Mourinho is going to make at halftime, or what he's told his team. But if you are Tottenham, something does have to change here, because you are going to want to go and try to win this game. I think Burnley, in this situation, happy to try to go for a draw. The classic play for the draw, hope for the win kind of situation. No changes at halftime. I wouldn't have expected any. I don't think anyone was really poor enough to warrant that sort of decision, but I would expect some changes on or around 60 minutes here, particularly from Tottenham. I would particularly look to see Gareth Bale, probably in for Mora. Could be in for Son as well. Either one really, but someone who's a little less reliant on having the ball played in behind and could potentially push it past people. Tottenham getting this one restarted here. I'll drop the screen down. This one knocked out for a throw-in on the near touchline. Doherty. Looking for a throw-in here. Still not finding one. Again, so many purple shirts swarming the few players in white here, but a good pass from Sissoko. We'll pick out Ndombele, and now Højbjerg. Play this one into the feet of Kane. Slips it in for Son. Finds... Ooh, and almost a good combination there from Tottenham as Ndombele's return pass to Kane there just evades his left foot by about a yard. That could have been very dangerous. Kane had a little bit of room to the right-hand side of the defense there to try to drive into the box. Son ends up dumped to the turf here. No call from the referee, and Burnley moving it forward. Now it's with McNeil. We'll shift it out here to Taylor. Taylor going to clip this one in early. That one collected on the chest of Barnes. He's on the top of the box here. Getting it over to McNeil. He's going to try to cross it. That one is blocked by Sissoko, who will complete the clearance here. So Mora actually has to dive to the turf to dodge that clearance from Sissoko. Now Son will chase down Tarkowski here. Sorry, that's long. We'll continue to extend his pressure. It comes out to the right-hand side with Lowton, who's just going to clip it up the right-hand line here. Will stay in play. Dyer going to head it down for Davis, who looks up the line. This one collected very well by, I believe, Ndombele, who's going to try to play Son in behind. That one cleared away by Long on a sliding challenge. Suing throw in from that far side here. So with Højbjerg right now, he tries to knock this one across midfield. McNeil blocks the initial one, but can't control it. It's eventually completed by Sissoko. Now Doherty has it. Mora cutting inside here. Forced to cut back to Sissoko. He looks inside for Ndombele. Fakes a pass initially. Looks into Son. Back to Ndombele. He's going to clip this one out towards Davis, but mishits that one with his left pretty poorly. Davis has to turn right around there to collect that one under pressure from Lowton. Now Sissoko. Looking for options here. Kane checking into a midfield position. It's a good slip pass in behind from Mora. Decent challenge from Tarkowski. Will knock it away from him, though. Now Charlie Taylor can move this one out. Actually deflects it off of Doherty there. It will be a throw into Burnley here. All right, I think we've brewed this long enough. Whoop. Throw in coming here. Going to be collected by Tottenham. So Wood cannot hold it up. Mora going to find Kane. Well, it's going to come across to their side here as Davis has a little bit of room. Out comes Goodmanson to meet him. It comes back to Højbjerg. Decent build-up, but again, Burnley quick to shift over. They force it all the way back to the center backs of Tottenham. It will come back over to Hugo Lloris. So I'm going to come out wide here to Davis. Oh, and a missed pass here into Sissoko. Breaking forward is Brownhill. He shoots, and it's a bit of a... maybe a bit eager there from Brownhill as he shoots when he had a couple of options to his left-hand side and really doesn't get the strike he wants on this ball. He tries to kind of dump it into that bottom left corner, but drags at it just a little bit, and it never really threatens Lloris at all. Doesn't have to dive, sees that one going well wide the entire time, and Brownhill presented with an excellent opportunity there by the missed pass by Davis, not going to take advantage of that one, as we can see Gareth Bale warming up here on the sidelines. Burnley in possession now. They've moved it back to Pope. This one long from Pope. Dyer just lets that one run as Burnley players were around. Lloris will come out and clear it back up the field. Kane lets it run for Mora. Header back here from Taylor is good enough and will end up in the hands of Pope. Now Pope's gone long. Good header one here by Chris Wood. Brownhill brings it down to McNeil. He's going to shift it out here to Charlie Taylor. Taylor will swing this one in very deep here towards the back post. Goodmanson winning the initial header. Dyer half cleared. Comes to Brownhill. His attempted pass is picked off by Ndombele. Looks forward to Mora, but his pass is a little short. It forces Mora to hold his run. Now it's out to Kane. Son occupying the space in the middle. He's made a run to the back post, but Kane's cross for him is blocked away by Long. Tottenham off the throw-in have maintained possession here. Lloris shifting it back onto his left foot. Instead, we'll just go short to Dyer. Dyer now pushing himself up the left-hand side. He's going to clip this one into Son, who traps well, but is under a lot of pressure. Does win a throw-in there for Tottenham. Into Ndombele. Sissoko. Doherty. Tottenham still forced to play it around their defensive end here. No space to play forward just yet. Højbjerg out to Davis. Son trying to make a run. There are 4 blue or purple shirts around him, excuse me. Sissoko tries to find Davis. That one's deflected by Goodmanson. Bouncing around in the air here. Goodmanson will settle it very well. Loughton just going to launch it long here. Collected by Højbjerg. Has Ashley Barnes pressuring him. And Ashley Barnes will certainly foul Højbjerg there. The referee not going to call it. I think he's just going to let play on, which is a bit surprising to me. Looks like Kane is offsides here. Is this one going to be thrown into the box? Yeah, not offsides. Actually just gives a little bit of a push to Loughton there as this ball enters the box. And pretty easy call for the referee, I think. Maybe just a little bit of frustration by Harry Kane. Of course, it's very frustrating to try to play against this 4-4-2. So many players behind the ball. Strikers often find themselves starved of possession in decent areas. Now looking long again is Pope. That one headed down by Davis, collected by Højbjerg. Launched up the far side here. Cleared away by Tarkovsky. Headed forward by Alderweireld. Now comes over the top for Wood. Claims of offsides here, and the flag will finally go up. Wood is deemed to be offsides here. Tottenham will be able to collect this one. Come forward once again. This one going to be launched forward now by Lloris. Good header by Tarkovsky. It is eventually won by Tottenham, but it looks like Mora may have been offsides there. So Burnley actually going to get a free kick here. So keep your eyes on the sideline in the upcoming 10 minutes here. We are about to approach the hour mark, typically the time that managers do try to make their substitutions. You can see Eric Lamela stripping down here, getting ready to come on. I do think this is the kind of substitution I would have expected from Mourinho here. A game that really needs some creativity, some quick passing, a creative flick over the top or something of that nature to break down the stout defense of Burnley here. Lamela and Bale are those kind of players. Burnley now sent back to Pope here. Pope going to just launch it long. Dyer goes up over Barnes there. Will win the first header. Luxemore can't quite collect that one, and Burnley end up with it at the feet of Dwight McNeil. Looks across for Charlie Taylor, but Musa Sissoko going to motor over there, get a sliding challenge, and will knock it up the line. It stays in play. Now Brownhill trying to get around Ndombele. He will do so, but it's met by multiple Tottenham shirts. Goes back to Charlie Taylor. Ndombele seems to be laboring a bit here in defense. Now Son going to hustle out here to try to pressure Loughton, who sends this one long towards the box. Up goes Wood, heading it down for Barnes. Barnes setting himself, shooting. That one deflects off of Alderweireld. It will go out for a corner kick here. It's good work there between Wood and Barnes. Wood gets his body in the right spot, heads it down perfectly for Barnes, takes a touch to set himself, gets his shot away. Alderweireld does enough to deflect that one up and out for a corner kick, but another set piece over to Burnley. This is where they make their bread and butter here. Will be Ashley Westwood over this one. Here comes the corner kick. Swung in here towards the middle here. Header goes up there from Tarkovsky, but just a little bit behind him, so he gets underneath that one and it sails over the crossbar for a goal kick. Yeah, you can see Tarkovsky running in just a little bit early. The ball holds up there and he's sort of jumping backwards to try to get his head on this one. Never going to generate any power in that fashion, as the substitution will be made here. And it is Mora who will be hauled off on 56 minutes. So even a little bit earlier than the 60-minute mark, Lamela will be introduced here. Likely slotting into that right wing role there. And I do think we should expect to see Gareth Bale in just a couple minutes as well. I would guess he will come on for Ndombele. Lamela will probably slot into the 10 position, and Bale will probably occupy that right wing position. Davies going to throw this one in. Lamela, first touch here. We'll knock it off a Burnley player for another throw in. This one being bounced around here in midfield. Burnley eventually come away with it. Loughton under pressure will knock it off of Harry Kane for a throw in. Still plenty of time here for either side. Only 57 minutes on the clock. Full half hour remaining to try to find an opening goal here, to try to make an impression. As we can see Joe Hart here in conversation on the bench with a couple of Burnley players. Domley going to swing this one over to Alderweireld. It's now with Doherty. Doherty again. Sissoko. Højbjerg. Sissoko. Tottenham still looking here, still trying to probe, but they are probing very deep in their own half. It's good pressure, good defensive organization from Burnley, making it difficult once again as Dyer dribbles forward, finally gets pressured by Barnes. That one partially intercepted there. It's going to roll all the way back to Pope. Some complaints from Tottenham players about a pass back to Pope, but always a little unlikely when Brownhill was sliding into that challenge and when it came off his foot. Header down now is collected by Goodmanson's going to shift it over to McNeil. A couple players around him will look inside, exchange passes, but slips a little bit there. And Ndombele initially comes away with it. One back by Brownhill. McNeil trying to dodge away from a couple challenges. This eventually just forced backwards. Looks wide now to Loughton. Goodmanson. Oh, Brownhill wasteful there in possession, just passing that one to absolutely no one straight out of play. Bit unfortunate from him there, as Burnley were in a little bit of a decent spell of possession in a semi-dangerous area in Tottenham's half. Now Davis will be throwing in here towards Son. His touch is a little bit poor. He tries to win that one back, but instead it will go back to Pope, who will just launch this one away. Davis now battling with Barnes for possession. He will win out, gets fouled by Barnes. The referee will allow play to go on as Tottenham have come away with it. It's Doherty moving this one up the right-hand side. See Lamela occupying the half space here. And Ndombele has some space for Davis on the far side. Don't know why he hasn't clipped it out there. Davis furious with him. Now Doherty crossing in. It's Lamela who lets that one just run underneath his foot there. It was a good entry pass from Ndombele. Davis actually wins this one back top of the box, and not fairly, according to the center referee here. Michael Oliver will call a foul there. And a good opportunity presented itself for Lamela there, but that ball just rolled under his foot, and I think Doherty actually picking out a nice pass there. Pope faking the early long clearance here. Instead, we'll just wait for his team to get up the pitch. Bruno 98. Where's Hugo? Not sure. Who are we referencing here? This one coming long from Nick Pope. Oh, Lloris. He's in goal, hanging out. He's made two decent saves today, but otherwise hasn't had a lot to do. It's Burnley. Neither team's been super great on the attack here. Here is McNeil, though, in the far corner here. Oh, gets a bit of a nutmeg there onto Doherty. Now driving in. Finds a cross into Barnes. It's laid back for Brownhill. He looks across. Here's the shot from Westwood. That one blocked away by Ben Davis. Now Harry Kane going to chase down Long. There's Lowton under pressure from Son. He's in a little bit of trouble. We'll go all the way back to Pope. Tarkovsky going to shift this one over to Charlie Taylor. He'll look long up the line. It's easily read by Toby Alderweireld. Keep in play by Doherty. Now moved over here to Lamela. He'll look inside for Sissoko. Driving forward now. Back to Sissoko. Ben Davies has some room on the left here, but will be closed down quickly by Goodmanson as this ball arrives. Son fakes a run into the box, but sees there's no room in front of him. Instead, checks it up. Ndombele has it now. A little bit of room to work here on the right side now for Doherty. Two players out to defend him. He's going to swing this one into three bodies. Doesn't connect really with any white shirts there. Headed away initially by Lowton. Collected by Sissoko for Højbjerg. Back out to Doherty. Three Spurs shirts in the box. He's going to go short here to Son. Son going to cut this one back first time. It comes off Tarkovsky. And I think it's come off of Son last, actually. Should be a goal kick here to Burnley. Good defending here from James Tarkovsky. Sees this run from Son. Gets across quickly and... Yep, will be a goal kick here to Burnley. So 62 minutes on the clock. Jose Mourinho still sitting down on his bench. We're still waiting for something to change the way this game is going. Ball bouncing around the heads here will be nodded down by Dyer into the hands of Lloris. And there's Hugo for you, Bruno. We'll see what Mourinho has left here in his pocket. Of course, Bale has been warming up for a while. Lamela was introduced in the 56th minute for Lucas Moura. Davis has it now. This one shifted over to Alderweireld. Doherty tries to find Lamela there, but it deflects off McNeil. Now going to be sent all the way back to Lloris. He launches this one long. Easily won there by Tarkovsky. Brought down by Brownhill. He holds off Ndombele well. Charlie Taylor just going to clear this one. Just one personal comment out of broadcaster mode here for a second. It is amazing. I don't think the Burnley outside backs have played like a singular pass on the ground. I think everything they've done has been a clearance or a long pass up the line into a forward run in the channels. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Okay, back to broadcasting mode. Here's Dyer. Driving in field here a little bit. We'll pick out Ndombele. Sees the run of Davis there, but passing angle's cut off. Kane clipping this one into the box. Headed backwards there by Tarkovsky. He's going to go out for a corner kick here. So decent work by Eric Dyer here. Taking matters into his own hands a bit. Driving forward from the center of defense. Alderweireld now joining the fray here for the ensuing corner kick. This one taken in the near corner by Lamela, swinging in here, headed away initially by Chris Wood, still banging around the box. One here by Ashley Barnes, and he's barreled over. Play allowed to continue by the referee here as Burnley have a little bit of momentum. This one comes in field for Goodmanson. Still not a lot of purple shirts forward. They will eventually cut this one back. It's Goodmanson now. Wood asking for it at the back post, but that one poked away by Sissoko. So good retreat there by Spurs. Did look a little bit dicey as the counterattack seemed to be on from the corner kick there, but got a lot of bodies behind the ball very early. We're able to slow down that potential Burnley counterattack. Now taking their time on this throw-in here from Burnley. Comes into Westwood. Poor pass there is easily intercepted by Davis. Now he's moved it forward to Lamela. He's being closed down by McNeil, who gets a challenge and ball still with Harry Kane here. Looks across the field for Højbjerg. He'll shift it out to Doherty. Doherty sees a couple asking for it at the back post. Going to clip this one in deep for Lamela. Settles it in the box. Tries to settle it down for Kane, who now has possession. Shifts it onto his left. Cuts it back on his right. And that one finally poked away from him by Loughton. It looked like Kane might have made one too many moves there. It looked like he had the beating of Loughton. Tried to shift it back onto his left once more. And that's where Loughton was able to poke it behind for a corner kick. But it will be Son Heung-min responsible with this corner kick from the far side. Will be in swinging here. Here is that corner kick. Swung in towards the middle here. Headed away very well there at the near post by Ashley Barnes. Comes out here for Højbjerg. Doherty. Going long across the pitch here, but easily read there by Loughton, and he'll just head that one back into the waiting hands of Nick Pope. Charlie Taylor out to McNeil here. Shifts past Lamela here. Tries to get around Doherty with the pass. Looks for the return, but doesn't get it. Ashley Barnes ends up being clipped here by Alderweireld. It's Goodmanson. Has the overlapping run here of Loughton. Looks backwards though. Now clipped in here towards the box. Chris Wood is open. Settles on his chest. Goes for the acrobatic bicycle kick there, but can't get any contact on it. And Lloris will just pick that one up. Not sure if Wood was off sides there. I think the referee's just allowing it to play on either way, considering Lloris had easily collected that one. It's now out on the left-hand side here with Davis. He's going to look inside for Højbjerg. Coming across the pitch here, it is Doherty. Sissoko. A little surprised we haven't seen Gareth Bale introduced just yet. Just about 22 minutes left on the clock here. I would want to give him as much time as possible to try to impact this match, but maybe still not feeling super fit after he did get his first start in the Europa League on Thursday. Højbjerg ends up on the ground there, but Spurs still moving it around here. Dyer. Højbjerg. Out to Davis. Clipped in there. Blocked by Loughton. Quick throw in to get this one restarted. It's Højbjerg back to Dyer. Gonna clip this one long out to the right-hand side here. Charlie Taylor not going to get onto that one. It connects with Doherty. He's going to lob it into the box for Ndombele, who goes for a back heel there to try to spring a Spurs player, but doesn't make any contact with it. And Pope comes out to collect that one. Now Pope going long here. Straight down the middle, headed away by Dyer. Second header there won by Højbjerg. It's eventually settled by Ndombele. And he will be clipped there by Goodmanson, drawing a foul. Tottenham still laboring on, trying to find the solution here, as it looks like Carlos Vinicius is being readied by Mourinho, getting some instructions on the bench right now. Still is in his jacket, so won't probably see him for the next couple of minutes as Lamela holds off a challenge here from Dwight McNeil. Now we'll lob it out for Ben Davies. Good first touch. He's going to look for the early cross. That one poked away by Loughton. Well handled here by Burnley at the top of the box, but they do push it through Højbjerg, actually. Now lofted over the top. But Dyer's there first. Oh, and a mistake here from Dyer. Oh, but it's called for a handball on Chris Wood. Dyer must feel a little bit fortunate there, as tried something a little cheeky to flick it back over Wood here. He clearly got to this ball first. You can see as runs this one down, telling Alderweireld to stay off. He tries to flick it around Chris Wood there. It bounces off Wood, and a judge to have used the hand there, but Wood was certainly in. If that had not been a foul, he had Ashley Barnes in support as well. Ben Davies fighting for this one. Will lose out now. Well read by Barnes. He's going to shift it over to Wood. Not a lot of support here. He's going to have to look for a shot, but Sissoko comes back well to try to win this one. Wood still holding him off. He bounces it off of Doherty and will win his team a corner kick. So well played here by Chris Wood, getting his team an opportunity. Take a look at this replay of Dyer trying this little flick. It does come off the elbow there of Chris Wood, and it is a little bit extended. So I do think that is a good handball call. Dyer and Wood still talking about it here. It looks like Dyer showing him the little chicken wing motion, which I think is accurate in this situation. I will side with Eric Dyer here. Here comes the corner kick in towards the middle of the box. Going up in the heads and cleared off the line by Harry Kane. Incredible stuff there from Kane, doing it all here for his team. Hasn't been there on the offensive end, but the captain there to clear that one off his own goal line is... Not sure who went up to win it. It may have been Tarkovsky. I couldn't quite see in the scrum. We'll, of course, see the replay here. So take a look at this one. It is Tarkovsky going up to win this one. He wins it very well there. It is going into the net. Hugo Lloris is not going to save this. It's into the corner, and Harry Kane doing his job here, getting that one away. You can see him peeling off his man as it goes over his head. He gets himself onto the goal line and does so well there to head that one away. Excellent stuff from the Tottenham striker there. Move here from Doherty, but it doesn't look like he's going to keep that one in play. It will be a throw into Burnley. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to reply to an email here. Charlie Taylor now throwing this one in. Just going to win another throw in here as we are past 70 minutes and again have not seen any sign of Gareth Bale. Wood taking a shot here. Easy save for Hugo Lloris. That one was more of a hopeful shot than anything else. And Carlos Vinicius will actually be introduced here before Gareth Bale, despite seeing Bale warming up at the beginning of the half. Here is Lamela. Going to cross this one into the box. At the back post there is Davies. Got a little bit of contact there from Loughton. And it just zipped away from him. It's a good idea from Lamela. You can see him shift inside. He sees that run at the back post. He plays him in, and it's Goodmanson actually who throws his body here into Davis. That does just enough to keep Davis off that one. Now Nick Pope starting this one again, launching this one forward. Sliding challenge in here from Lamela. We'll come back to McNeil. He's going to loft this one over the top here, but Alderweireld there to read it. Bit of a short header. It's still in the box here. Ashley Barnes having it taken off him by Doherty. Doherty sets himself. Will go inside to Højbjerg. Into the feet. Good ball into the feet of Ndombele here. Looking for the run of Son Heung-min. He's into the box here. Taking it to his left foot. He shoots. And that one's blocked away there by Long. A critical tackle there by the Burnley center back. This is the best chance of the game, certainly for Tottenham. And I think Son sat on top of that one. Maybe one too many touches, allowing that angle to be closed down by a couple of Burnley members. But a good run from him. Now Burnley with it. Dwight McNeil on the near touchline here, looking for some options, but not a lot of purple shirts in advance of him. Trying to wait for some kind of support. He'll look back. It's now with Charlie Taylor. Taylor. Now McNeil. That one poked off of him fairly by Højbjerg, and Tottenham can come the other way. 3 white shirts, 4 white shirts now to 4 purple shirts. It's Lamela pushing forward, has Kane on his right. Kane going to just shoot this one. That one deflected, and it's actually staying in play here. We'll see if the Tottenham Burnley players can keep it in. It will go out of play for a corner kick, but good defending once again from Burnley. They had the members behind the ball. Taking a look at that replay, Long doing such a good job there to block away that shot from Son. It looked like he got decent contact onto that one. So here is the corner from Lamela at the near corner. Lofting this one into the center of the box. It's headed by Harry Kane. Here's Son Heung-min, and he scores! It's the South Korean once again, and he puts Tottenham in the lead. Harry Kane is also the man with the assist. These two are unbelievable to start the season here from Tottenham. Kane assisting for Son once again, and Tottenham lead on 75 minutes. It's a brilliant set-piece routine here from Tottenham. Harry Kane reads this one coming from Lamela. He flicks it with the back of his head, angling his body so nicely. Look at how he just gets that little bit of a backwards flick, and he knocks that ball into the danger zone. Son Heung-min is aware, he's alert, he's ready for that ball to come for him. He gets to it first, and he heads it into the right-hand corner of the goal. It's a brilliant header from Son Heung-min. Excellent finish, a great assist once again from Harry Kane, and Tottenham have their lead in the 76th minute. Sean Dyche will be furious to have conceded at this point in the match, but Tottenham, of course, have been the team with all the possession, with all of the danger. Couple of chances shot onto target from Burnley here, but none of them really threatening Lloris, and they have finally broken the resistance. Good turn away here from Doherty as this one gets restarted, and Ndombele tries to dribble that one through Brownhill. Not going to receive any sympathy from the referee as Brownhill chased back into the feet of Long. Now it's going to come Long from Loughton. This one over the top now. Barnes back into Westwood. It's Goodmanson. He's going to cross this one in from deep here. Good work from Alderweireld to head that one away. It's going to come out to Charlie Taylor. He'll swing this one back in, looking one again for the back post. But Davis, oh boy, Davis looks like he's going to clear it. Decides not to do so. Opts to try to shield it away at the last second. And in his own indecision, actually fakes out, I believe, Goodmanson there at the back post. And that allows that one to trickle out for a goal kick. And that will be Ndombele's last participation in the match. So Mourinho going to switch up the substitute here. Initially was readying Carlos Vinicius to come on and try to find the winner. Instead, it will be Giovanni Lo Celso brought on in place of Ndombele to try to bolster this midfield, provide some energy at the end of this match. And yeah, Bruno, there is the goal that they have been looking for. Once again, provided by Son Heung-min. The Korean has been absolutely spectacular to start this season. I believe that is his 6th goal in the first 5 matches here. Kane going up for this header will lose out to his Burnley counterpart. It will be Brownhill eventually settling this one. Coming to McNeil now. There's Charlie Taylor trying to push forward. Gonna run into Doherty there, but we'll clear it away before that. Headed forward by Barnes. Up goes Alderweireld up goes Dyer fighting for possession with Wood there. Tottenham get most of a clearance. It comes back and finally is settled down by Davis. He sees the run of Son here on the far touchline. Will pick out the South Korean well. Doesn't have a lot of support yet, so we'll just wait here for a couple white shirts to stream forward. We'll get fouled here, but play will continue as Lo Celso has the ball in a dangerous area. And finally, the referee will call this one back for the foul onto Son Heung-min. Will be a yellow card also coming out here for, I believe, Lowton's. Sorry, it's going to be Long, actually. Think so, Bruno? I have some fairly negative opinions of Mourinho's tactics in general. He definitely, I don't think, has progressed in modern football as well as he could or should have. I think his substitutions, at least today, have been fine. I think bringing on Lamela early in the second half was good, but yeah, I mean, I do think his tactics are pretty regressive. Here's the ensuing free kick from Tottenham. That one headed away at the near post, comes to the back post for Doherty. He's going to clear it back in. Header here by Lo Celso is on target, but easily caught there by Nick Pope. Yeah, at this point, he kind of does. Tottenham did look very good in Europa League. It is, of course, the early stages. Group stages are typically dominated by the big clubs, but this one launched forward here. Chris Wood, or actually Barnes there, complaining about some rough treatment there from Alderweireld, but no sympathy from the referee as Højbjerg going to knock this one into Kane, who goes down under the challenge from Long. Keep in mind, Long was just booked and now being called for a foul once again. Tottenham will restart this one. Carlos Vinicius still warming up on the sideline there in his penny, but going to get the introduction earlier that he was slated to, as of course that goal going in from Son, removing some of the need to bring on attacking reinforcements. Now Mourinho doing what he always loves to do, putting on some defensive substitutions and trying to hold out on that 1-goal lead. That is a bit of a personal jab, but also not that far from the truth, as this one moved up the left side here from Tottenham. Will be eventually settled by Burnley. The ball was bouncing around a couple of white shirts before taken away from them. Here's Tarkowski into the feet of Brownhill here. Now out to Taylor. He's forced back here by Lamela. Decent pressure here from Tottenham. Tarkowski just going to be forced into a clearance. This one easily read by Dyer. He'll connect well with Sissoko. Tottenham can hold possession here. 82 minutes on the clock. Just 8 minutes remaining in regulation. Can't be more than 3 minutes of stoppage time as well. And this one is did have Alderweireld go down in the first half with that little cut above his eye, and only had 3 minutes in stoppage time of that first half. This one restarted now by Tottenham, going to be moved into the feet of Lo Celso. He's into the box. It's with Son Heung-min dancing around a challenge here. Has found Lo Celso, who will cross it outside of his left foot. Here's Lamela shooting. Doesn't quite get the power he wanted on that one, and it's again an easy save from Nick Pope. He'll quickly launch this one forward, trying to catch the Tottenham defense by surprise. Wood backing in well here against Dyer, but Dyer fights him off strong. Wins possession back for Tottenham. Højbjerg. Lo Celso. Tottenham happy to play slow now. They have time on their side. Burnley do have to stretch. They do have to press. They are trailing 1-0 here. Lamela does well. Brings it back to Højbjerg. Now into the feet of Sissoko. Doherty. This one cleared away by Alderweireld. Will be settled by Long. Out to Lowton. Early pressure from Son will force it back to Pope. He's going to run straight at Pope, force the keeper into a long clearance. It's collected on the far touchline by Goodmanson, but poked off him by Davis. And it will be a throw in here to Burnley. Looks like a change about to be made here by Sean Dyche on 83 minutes. And it is Jay Rodriguez who will be introduced here. So striker coming on here to try to chase that goal that Burnley need. It is Goodmanson being withdrawn here. So Rodriguez comes on. Goodmanson comes off. Burnley have restarted this one. Going to be shifted out here to Taylor. Now McNeil going to lob it forward. Aiming for the newly introduced Rodriguez. It comes off of the head of Davis and is going to go out for a corner kick here. So well worked there by Davis to win his side a set piece. And Burnley will certainly throw all their reinforcements into the box here. Had an excellent opportunity cleared off the line from a corner kick off of James Tarkowski's header earlier. Harry Kane, the one to do the defensive work there for Tottenham. Here comes the corner kick, lobbed into the center of the park. Hugo Lloris goes up and catches that one very well. Safe hands there from the French number 1. Excellent work from Lloris there. Has been sharp today with the few opportunities that he has had to save. Of course, none of them have been that dangerous, but has handled everything coming his way very confidently, which is what you always want to see out of your goalkeeper. Dyer keeping this one in play. Rodriguez into the feet of Wood. Back to Rodriguez. That one poked off of him by Sissoko. It will be another corner to Burnley here. 85 minutes on the clock. They are looking to try to equalize. 1-goal lead, never that safe. And Burnley are the kind of side that are looking for these set-piece opportunities. Going to try to level it. Here it comes from McNeil. Lloris going for it once again and catching well once again. Excellent work from him on 2 consecutive corner kicks. And now he has thrown Højbjerg forward. Højbjerg just going to cut it back there. Makes a pretty good decision. Will now pick out Lamela. A lot of purple shirts now back in front of him, so he will just take it slow. Reset possession to Doherty. Now 86 minutes gone here. This one going to come over to Lo Celso. Davis. Doherty. Spurs just happy to possess here. Going to force Burnley to try to come out of their shell. Try to come get this ball from them. Now long from Lloris up the center of the pitch. Harry Kane fighting for positioning here with Tarkowski. He will lose out on the header there, but Spurs will win this one back. It's cleared way into the air here. Davis trying to go give chase, but he's going to watch that one bounce out for a throw-in. And Burnley once again moving it out to Charlie Taylor here. 86 minutes, almost 87 here. Just a couple seconds left. 3 minutes in regulation. Should be a couple left of stoppage time as this one lobbed over to the right-hand side by Brownhill. Kept in play by Westwood. Loughton just going to kick it long. I do believe that Ashley Barnes is offsides, but regardless, Alderweireld is going to see that one bounce into the waiting arms of Hugo Lloris. Tottenham will take some more time off the clock as this one started on the ground. Decent pressure here from Jay Rodriguez, but the pass still going to find the feet of Harry Kane. Lamela streaking forward. Now Son on the left-hand side gets it from Kane. Kane asking for it back. Son going to cut it back on his right foot. He's looking for options. It's now kind of run out of them as Long has slowed him down, but he still does have possession. Now looks inside for Lamela. Back to Davis. Now Lamela just playing around with it on the far touchline. Sissoko will head all the way back to Dyer. He's going to go all the way across the field here towards Doherty. Here's Taylor going up with it, and he will do enough to allow that one to sail out for a throw-in. Now a second substitution here for Burnley, as Ashley Barnes will be withdrawn here. I mean, just a little bit out of breath, and it will be Vidra, so Matej Vidra, coming on to replace Ashley Barnes, and will be given just about 4 or 5 minutes here to try to make his mark and bring Burnley level. Here's the kick out from Nick Pope. Easily won there by Højbjerg, but Harry Kane pretty easily off sides. We'll just have to watch that one bounce harmlessly into Pope's hands. Pope going to urge his team to run up the pitch. He's going to launch this one forward. Up goes Alderweireld, wins the initial header. Lamela Going to go up with Charlie Taylor for this one. Gets his body in a good spot. Charlie Taylor ends up on the ground. Great sliding challenge here from Lamela. Leaves McNeil in a heap, but it looked clean to me as Højbjerg moving up the right-hand side here. He's matched by Tarkovsky. Gets about a half step on him, and now holding it in the corner here as we tick over to 89 minutes. It's back to Lo Celso. Ops looks for a cross, opts not to take it. Instead, we'll just hold possession. Probably the smarter decision, and Sissoko will put this one out as McNeil still crumpled here on the near touchline. We see this challenge from Lamela after he goes up with Charlie Taylor. It is an absolutely clean challenge there. Lamela gets all the ball. It's a bit of an aggressive, as both of his feet do leave the ground there. It's a bit of a dangerous challenge in that sense. I do think had Lamela not completely gotten the ball here, he would have been in a little bit of trouble. But very clear that he gets... They may review this. I still don't think this is a red card. It is, again, a little suspect that Lamela has both of his feet off the ground at the same time. That is something that is a no-no at pretty much any stage of a soccer game, any level of soccer, all the way from Premier League to amateur. That is not the way you challenge someone, for all you would-be defenders out there. And Lamela has made challenges like this in the past. So, again, I don't think it's the cleanest. I do think there are some question marks there. But the fact that he gets the ball completely there with his left foot, I think does enough to dispel any concerns from the refereeing crew here. Again, I think had he missed it and gotten McNeil, we would have been having a different discussion here. It's Tottenham once again in possession up the left-hand side here. It's Lo Celso moving it into Son, who evades one challenge, picks out Højbjerg. This one going to come out from Alderweireld into the feet of Doherty. It's into Lamela, holding off Charlie Taylor here. Back to Doherty. Really doesn't have any options, does Doherty. Has to look back inside to Lamela. Good combination play from the two of them here. Now back in. That one actually going to bounce off Lo Celso, but Tottenham able to retain it as we have 4 minutes of stoppage time. We are a minute into that stoppage time. Good pass here from Son, but just not quite going to connect there with Kane as Nick Pope quick off his line to collect that one. He's going to roll it out here to Charlie Taylor. Lamela getting out here. Oh, poor pass from Charlie Taylor there. It's intercepted by Lamela. Tottenham can kill some more clock in possession here as this one missed by Brownhill. Son first to it. Tries going to Son. That one intercepted by Brownhill. Now over to Westwood. He shifts this one out for Loughton, who will certainly hit this one first time. Header won by Wood into the feet of Vidra, but cleared away by Doherty. Just 2 minutes remaining in stoppage time here for Burnley as a change going to be made for Tottenham. And it looks like Son will be the player withdrawn here. It's again the man who has scored the winner as it stands for Tottenham here today on that corner kick. The assist once again from his partner in crime, Harry Kane, flicking the header on, and it will be Rodon, recently signed from Swansea, coming on here to bolster the defense in the last couple minutes. So Son sacrificed here for some defensive stoutness from Tottenham. This one shifted over to Brownhill, looking for the cross, but Højbjerg cuts it off early. Højbjerg here again is a couple passes exchanged between him and Loughton, but now turned over to Harry Kane. He's going to look forward. That one's going to bounce off the referee, Michael Oliver, and he will have to stop it. So apparently they're saying on that we couldn't see it on the screen, but the announcers are telling us that that clearance from Harry Kane was nowhere near a Tottenham player, so it was always going to be Burnley's ball. But the rules are the rules, and Michael Oliver forced to stop this one for impeding the play here. I don't think it's a drop ball here. I think Dyer may just have to reset it to Burnley. No, it's actually going to be Tottenham ball because Tottenham had possession when it hit him. So Burnley will be furious, but they are running out of time here. Just about 30 seconds remaining as Davies plays this one off of Vidra. It will be a throw into Tottenham. Just going to lob this one up to Harry Kane, no doubt. The referee asking him to resume play here. So up goes Kane. Will win the initial header. It's going to be headed away by Long. Won by Jay Rodriguez. Clipped over the top here. Chris Wood trying to run it down. He's going to get there first. He's going to control. He's going to shoot. That one blocked away there. Now controlled by Sissoko. Davies clearing up the left-hand line. Flying in is Loughton. It comes back to Long. About 5 seconds remaining in stoppage time. Don't know the referee will allow any extra for that stoppage when it bounced off him. Here's the attempted pass from Brownhill. That one blocked away. Now cleared in by Long. Up goes Dyer with the first header. Sissoko holding off Jay Rodriguez here. Clearance only comes to Charlie Taylor, but that will be enough, and Tottenham going to come away with the 1-0 victory here, courtesy of that Son Heung-min header. And despite the slow pace, despite the struggles on offense, you can see how happy Tottenham are to escape with that victory. Harry Kane pumping his fist at full time. They move up to 5th in the table on 11 points here with this 1-0 victory over Burnley here at the end of Premier League week number 5. So thank you again for tuning in here today. That will do it for our coverage of Burnley versus Tottenham. We will be back on again. I'll get my schedule back on Twitch. We'll be back on again for Champions League games tomorrow. So we streamed Arsenal yesterday, Bruno. I had to leave a little bit early, so we streamed up to about the 60th minute. I did unfortunately miss Vardy coming on and scoring, which may or may not be a good thing depending on whether you're an Arsenal fan. But if Arsenal's in the Premier League on Thursday, I'd be happy to stream them. I can check the matchup. I know I streamed Tottenham last week for Swanky Spurs, so if that is a Thursday game that I'm able to make, I will do that. But if you want to see my schedule for the week, I'll be updating it today on Twitch, so do check the schedule page on my channel. I'll probably update it right away here, right after I log off. Just keep your eyes on that. And oh, I'm also a United fan, Bruno, so there you go. I'll let you know when the next United game is. I do make an effort to try to, pick what seems to be the most exciting game of the week and also try to get a cast of every team. I did United Chelsea last week. I also did United Crystal Palace earlier in the season. So we'll see when United comes next, but they may be a Champions League option as well. I did do them versus PSG last week, which of course was a great match, but do keep your eyes on the schedule. I'm sure they will be back on there at some point, considering how many matches they'll be playing. But I will look for the Arsenal one in particular for this Thursday, if that is something you'd like to see. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. I think I'm going to skip player ratings here today. I think all the Burnley ratings will look the same, and really Tottenham not doing a whole lot either outside of Kane and Son connecting for that goal. So we'll call it here today, but thanks again for tuning in. Please do check the schedule to see what teams will be streaming this week. And just like Bruno here, if you do want to see any specific teams, throw them up in the chat. Go on my Twitter, which is connected to my Twitch, and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, and I can try my best to put those on the schedule. But if I hear from you guys and that's something you want to see, I'll probably try to give it priority. So once again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you here, hopefully, tomorrow.